Hello everyone, welcome back to Anthropology. So welcome if this is your first time. I hope you enjoy your stay. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining the community. If you like me, if you like this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really love to engage in the comments and I really am happy with the community that I'm building here, and I hope anyone who watches this that isn't subscribed to please join it. All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Miu Miu New Balance collab sneakers. So Miu Miu and New Balance collabed on a pair of 574 sneakers. I believe that's what they're called, the model. Classic to New Balance, Miu Miu wanted to do their take. They debuted in their spring-summer 2022 collection that sort of happened last fall. Hit the runway, everyone freaked out. It was paired with the Miu Miu set. So if you're unfamiliar with the Miu Miu set, it basically has its own Instagram account. It was one sample that was passed around through everybody. People were obsessed. The tiny, tiny top, the tiny, tiny bottom. So Miu Miu and New Balance released this collab. It was new. Miu Miu hasn't really done a lot of collabs in the past, especially on sneakers. I wonder if this is basically because Prada and Adidas have been doing so many collabs, which I picked up here, and it really made me interested in picking up this collab. So they debuted it in 3 colorways. They did it in a beige, which was called Colonial Beige or something, which I thought was a weird color name. They did it in a very dark navy blue, and then they did it in a white. So they did it in this cotton type fabric, and it had a lot of raw edges around it, and the inside was terry cloth. So I don't think it was a New Balance produced sneaker. I just believe Miu Miu took the design, took all of the fabric and sort of prints, and then did it in their own factories. As soon as I saw this sneaker hit the runway, being interested in sneakers as I am and being interested in more of the limited edition collabs and also Miu Miu as a brand, I really wanted to get my hands on these sneakers. So I messaged my salesperson at the Miu Miu in Vancouver. I was like, hey sis, can I get these sneakers? What's the tea? Are they coming? What's the size range? Like, will they make up to my size? And what's the price? She said, lol, no, they're not coming to Canada actually. They're only going to be available in select Miu Miu boutiques in the States and obviously in Asia, Europe, whatever. So I said, aw, rip. Basically all this happened around end of January, early February. So I come to terms with the fact that I'm probably never going to see these sneakers. I'm never going to have the chance to get them. And then one day I am perusing Essence and I say, what is that I see? And it is a pair of the beige, Colonial Beige, Miu Miu New Balance sneakers. And what do they have? One size left in a 40. And I said, OMG, I need these damn sneakers. But then I look at the price, and the price is crazy. So New Balance as a brand, not luxury, think like a dad sneaker if you're unfamiliar. And they are priced at around 115 Canadian dollars for the New Balance sneaker. This version was $895, and the only Miu Miu branding that it had was on the tongue. And I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. That's more than the Prada Adidas collab. That's more than a lot of the other collabs that I've seen actually. And when I added it to my cart, I looked at the total checkout price and it was over $1,000. And I was like, am I really gonna do $1,000 for a pair of New Balance sneakers? Sure, they have Miu Miu branding. Sure, they're produced in Miu Miu factories, but at the end of the day, it's just a New Balance sneaker. And when people see it from the side, when I wear it, I'll think I'm wearing a New Balance sneaker, not necessarily a Miu Miu sneaker, if you know what I mean. So I hummed and hawed. Basically, this whole process was 3 days. It was mentally draining. It was time consuming. I had decision fatigue and I couldn't basically make a decision. I kept it in my cart, but I looked away. I really wanted to create this video, not only for those interested in the New Balance Miu Miu sneaker at hand, but also to talk about designer collabs and sort of why we want to buy them and then why we don't end up buying them, or why we shouldn't buy them essentially. I have a few reasons as to why I wanted to buy them. A, super cool limited edition collab sneaker, sort of one of a kind. They're not going to be making these again. It's not like a style that comes out all the time. It was like one drop, that's it, get it or don't. 2, I know they're going to be comfortable. They're basically a New Balance shoe. It's not like some other brands that with some Prada shoes it's kind of questionable if they're going to be comfortable or not. This one I was like assuming because it's a New Balance shoe. Definitely going to be comfortable. These ones were a bit to break in. They're super narrow. Prada shoes are quite narrow. I have a wider foot. I can only assume that Miu Miu shoes are the same, which is why I wanted to size up. Normally my size is around like a 30, 39. I was going to go for a 40 anyways. But then I got to thinking, I look back at getting these ones, and these were an $800 version of a $100 shoe. Same situation, same scenario, but these ones have more branding, and these ones are full leather inside and out. The Miu Miu ones were full cloth, they were cotton on the outside, and they were also terry cloth on the inside. There was no leather except for the tongue bit. And I was like, these are $1,000 shoes, but there's no leather. Whereas the Prada Adidas ones, at least they're leather, at least they're sort of box calf on the outside, very soft Napa leather on the inside. So I felt like I was getting a bit more for it. Whereas Miu Miu New Balance, I was like, this is just like a cotton sneaker. I can't wear this in the rain. It's gonna get messed up. The silhouette, like I could get a shoe that looks exactly the same from New Balance for literally 1/10 of the price. So that's when my logical brain kicked in and it said, you're not gonna get these shoes. It would be stupid. They're gonna be so fast. They're gonna be so trendy. Think about how fast people are already over the Miu Miu set. The Miu Miu set just launched in stores like last week, and people are already bored of it. If you are in the fashion industry, if you're in the fashion community on social media, you've seen this set. It's been around. Everyone's kind of done with it now. And I can only think that's what's happened with these shoes. With sneaker collabs, with any sort of designer collab, like let's say save for Murakami, Louis Vuitton, or some of like the initial collabs were very interesting, but there are so many collabs now that it just seems like we're getting fatigued as a community. We're getting over it. They're not hitting with as much weight anymore. They're not hitting with as much interest. It's just sort of, oh, an amazing shoe, an amazing collab. Okay, there's gonna be another collab next week, you know? So those are all the reasons why I didn't buy the shoe. Part of me is like, oh, it would have been really cool to have as like a collector's piece. But if you've been following this channel, I've been really focusing more on mindful consumption and sort of really thinking about the purchases as opposed to impulse buying them. And those shoes would have been a fad. If you also follow this channel, then you'll know that I've been tracking my wardrobe. I have worn these shoes maybe twice in the past 3 months. I can relate that to these Miu Miu New Balance shoes. I would just know I'd get the same amount of wear, and the cost per wear would be ridiculous on these items. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree, if you got the shoes. I would love to know if you think they're comfortable. Also, let's expand this to other designer collabs. Do you think it's worth it anymore to buy into designer collabs? Do you want to buy any designer collabs? Are there any on your radar? As always, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.